What's going on, everybody? It's Nick the Pokey Plumber. Still a little bit under the weather, but I'm going to the doctor's in a little bit. And before I do that, I just wanted to put out a little more content for you. Like I said, the key is consistency. But making a YouTube, I have to realize that not all of you guys have been following me all these years on Instagram and even TikTok. So I have to introduce myself a little bit more because everyone's like, who are you? What's your background? I mean, I will tell you a little bit about my background. So I dabbled a little bit during XY era, and I really dove in during Sun and Moon era. So when Detective Pikachu was announced, I really started paying more attention to Pokemon. And I was opening Ultra Prism, Lost Thunder. But this set right here, Cosmic Eclipse, made me fully dive back in, where I started buying, not one box, two box, three box, multiple boxes. And at the time, guys, it wasn't thousands and thousands of dollars. They were $120 a box. And at that time, I didn't know too many people where I could get it for a lower price. But I was happy with stacking up on these sets. When I got into the hobby, this set right here was a super cheap set. And I mean, look at this set now. This is one of the best sets in your XY era. But I have to, tell people that you have to slow down a little bit. The biggest thing in this hobby is burnout, and it's very real. I've seen so many collectors go full throttle, where they're like, I want to buy this collection box, I want to buy the CTB, I want to buy the blister packs, I want to buy the 3-pack blister packs, I want to buy booster boxes. Guys, girls, relax. You need to slow down. Pick something that you thoroughly enjoy. And for me, it was booster boxes. I mean, I like the arts on the boxes. I like reading the back of it. Bonds tempered in battle. Like, I used to love stuff like that. That's huge to me. So find something that you love in this hobby and focus on that. You don't need to buy every little thing. It doesn't have to be every single release, because if you're overdoing it, you're gonna get bored of the hobby, right? There's been times where I get, a little complacent in the hobby, and it's like, not everything's overwhelming, right? You're like, I'm not excited for this, I'm not excited for that. But that's because there were times where I didn't pace myself, right? So that's number one. Pace yourself in this hobby. Enjoy yourself, but absolutely pace yourself. Number two, when I was buying sets back then, I would look at a set and I would look at the set list, and I would look at a card and I'd look at a PSA 10. And a lot of the time, the PSA 10 would be worth way more than the box. Let's take this, for example. It's a bad example. We'll run with it. The Latios and Latias, right? In a 10, they were so expensive. At the time, they were around $1,200 a card, right? And the box was only around, I believe, $550, $600. So at that time, I'm looking at the card, the chase card. I'm like, all right, the box is way lower than that. Will the box catch up to it? And in my head, I said, absolutely. And then the same thing went for Cosmic Eclipse. The Arceus Dialga Palkia, that card went through the roof. And I said, all right, Cosmic will, eventually catch up to it. Now, let's fast forward to, the Sword and Shield era, right? Right now, the Gengar is thousands and thousands of dollars, right? Not thousands and thousands, but about $1,500 in a 10, which is absolutely wild. And you can't tell me that a box like this isn't gonna keep fetching a premium. Right now, this box is around $400, $450. It's stagnated a little bit, but I see the potential in this box, right? So when I look at it in that way, which is very different than many, I see so much more growth in this box. And that's exactly what I was doing with Evolving Skies. When the Moonbreon was hitting, $1,200 for a PSA 10, I was like, all right, if this card can hit $1,200 in a PSA 10, and right now Evolving Skies is only $500 a box, in my head, I said, okay, that box is going to be worth that $1,200 one day. Lo and behold, look at Evolving Skies, that is now a $1,500 box. So it's just a little wacky, mathematical side that I used to, that's just how I interpreted it, right? It's wild, it makes no sense, but for me it worked, right? So pick a set, look at a set list, and look at the card that you like. Then look at a PSA 10 and say, hey, is that PSA 10 worth more than the box? Forever, the Gyarados and Breakpoint was, $350, $400 in the 10. Therefore, breakpoint stayed around, $350, $400. Now the 10 has skyrocketed and breakpoint has followed suit. So the moral of the story with this topic is when you have a PSA 10 fetching these high prices, I truly believe the box will follow suit. Right now, Brilliant Stars is still undervalued. I know I keep going back to Brilliant Stars, but I think Brilliant Stars has the most potential right now. I truly, truly do. So now I'm looking at the Charizard. Your Charizard's now fetching over $300, right? I think that Brilliant Stars is just going to keep going up that upward trajectory. So confident on Brilliant Stars, everybody. I know it sounds crazy, but I can't. It's just Brilliant Stars has so much potential. It's slept on, and it drives me insane. There was a time period where Brilliant Stars was number 2 to Evolving Skies during the Sword and Shield era, and it seems like everyone forgot about that. And then Chilling Reign, of course. I love touching base on Chilling Reign. Is everyone called it Chilling Pain? Guys, are you calling it Chilling Pain? Did you even open the set? I opened so much Chilling Reign, and I pulled so many alt arts. There was times where I pulled 2 alt arts out of a box. I pulled 2 alt arts out of 3-pack blisters. Yes, 2 out of 3 blisters that I opened. Another one out of a blister pack. I've had really good luck with Chilling Reign. I'm tired of people saying Chilling Pain. Did you even open the set? That's honestly how I feel. It's insane to me. But for me, now when I'm looking at this Sun and Moon era, all right, let me back up a little bit because I'm not going to edit this. So when I used to go to my store, Zap Comics, they'd have a whole bunch of Sun and Moon era, XY era, and they'd have them at, $300, $400 for a box. I was there recently, and I'm looking, and it's like Sword and Shields at $300, $400. And now all those XY and Sun and Moon boxes are $1,000, $1,500, $2,000. That's just how I can be so confident with the Sword and Shield era. Now with Scarlet and Violet, let's fast forward all the way. Scarlet and Violet, you have your Surging Sparks, which I think is a S-tier set. I truly believe Surging Sparks is the best main set in Scarlet and Violet right now. So you have Surging Sparks, Paldea Evolve, Twilight Masquerade. I'm going to put Paradox Rift on that list. I'm going to put Temporal Forces on that list. Right now, Scarlet and Violet era is so stacked. So it's just a never-ending pattern. And I think people are finally starting to see that if you wait long enough, the Scarlet and Violet will be the Sword and Shield prices. The Sword and Shield prices will be the Sun and Moon prices. And even at one point, I truly believe Sword and Shield, some sets will surpass, your Sun and Moon sets, your XY sets. I think Evolving Skies is going to surpass Black and White sets one day. Yes. You have Evolving Skies is going to pass Black and White sets one day. I mean, look at Team Up. Team Up has already done that. And I look at Team Up and I look at Evolving Skies and I look at them side by side. Yes, Team Up didn't have the demand, but it had a lower print run, right? You look at Evolving Skies, it had the higher demand and more print runs, but it ate away all those print runs due to that demand. So I look at them side by side, and yes, Evolving Skies will be a $3,000, $4,000 box one day. Yes. Yes, and we saw a retraction of Evolving Skies right now. I believe they're hitting about $1,150 right now. Guys, they were selling at $1,500, right, like 2 weeks ago. If they're back to $1,000 to $1,150, maybe go buy some, right? Maybe. This was just an impromptu video. Like I said, I just want to be consistent. But yeah, just a nice little short video trying to introduce myself. Guys, go follow my TikTok, go follow my Instagram. I appreciate you for staying consistent with me. I got to get better. I don't have my voice back. But guys, I am all in on Sword and Shield era before it's too late. If I could go back in time when Sword and Shield era started and Cosmic Eclipse was a $200 box and then it went to $250. If I could have bought every Cosmic Eclipse box at that time, I would have. And now I know better, right? And I'm looking at these Brilliant Stars. I'm looking at Silver Tempest. This is the last of the yellow borders. These sets are done for. We're not going to see any more come out. Silver Tempest, Fusion Strike, even Evolving Skies, they are all buys right now. I would do whatever it takes to at least have one of those each in your collection. I appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoy my green screen, and you're the best. Peace.